This is Jonathan Luders, and he can hit the baseball while riding on a unicycle. Now, the Savannah Bananas are well known for doing crazy things you've never seen before on a baseball field, but Jonathan's taking it to the next level. Today we had the amazing privilege to hear about Jonathan's journey into Bananaland, hear what it's like to be on the newest banana ball team, the Texas Tailgaters, and more. Welcome to the Banana Breakdown Podcast. Whether it's player interviews just like this one, or weekly breakdowns of the games, we love to talk about all things banana ball. So let's jump right into our conversation with Banana Ball's rising star, Jonathan Luders. Well, hey, Jonathan, welcome to the show.
Sammy, Brandon, it is so good to be on you guys' show, and I couldn't be more excited. So let's do this. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, we're super excited to have you. I mean, you're going to be on the Texas Tailgaters, riding on a unicycle. It's going to be a great show.
I'm super pumped, and to say that I'm excited is an understatement. I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and to represent the state of Texas which means a lot to a lot of people. I consider it an honor, so very excited.
Well, we just wanted to start off with taking us into the scrimmage. So there haven't been any televised games for the Texas Tailgaters yet, but I've seen some clips online of the scrimmage. Can you take us into that moment of your first at-bats in the Texas Tailgating uniform, standing on a unicycle?
Yeah, it was a long time coming. I guess for the viewers that don't know my story, I knew how to unicycle in fourth grade because I had an awesome gym teacher, my fourth grade gym teacher, teach myself and my fellow classmates in a before school unicycle club of all things. And she taught us how to unicycle. So I always knew how to ride. But it wasn't until that previous summer, so summer of 2024, where I saw the Bananas play on TV. And I was like, wow, that looks pretty cool. Like how you get involved with that. And then like one thing led to another and going to a tryout. And I'm like, how do you stand out? Like they were all about standing out and doing things differently. So I knew how to unicycle. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna learn how to hit on it, and that's how I'm gonna stand out. Luckily, I had very little social media, and I started posting videos, put myself out there, and the Bananas saw it, and they really liked it, and they invited me down to a tryout. Tryout went well, and I've gotten a lot better since my tryout at hitting on the unicycle. So I'm excited for you guys and all the fans to see, because at my tryout, I was okay. I was falling off during BP and all that. I was kind of making it happen, but during the game, I was better, but I did fell off again. I just realized I fell off again during the game, but that's a bummer. But it was super cool to answer your question, to be in full uniform, Texas Tailgater uniform, no less. I love our denims. They look so cool. And to be able to ride to the plate for the first time facing another guy who's trying to get me out, the firefighter pitcher, Ben Dumb, he is a phenomenal pitcher. I'm hitting better on the unicycle than I am off the unicycle on 2 feet versus Ben. So I might not have no more unicycle hitting off Ben. I'm just going to be batting 1,000 versus him. But no, all kidding aside, it was really cool. And I thought I fouled off the ball. I went straight back, but I looked up, it was over first base, and I'm like, oh, I got to go. And I was so excited, and I fell off, and I ran to first. But it was pretty surreal, and I'm excited to keep on doing that in front of thousands of fans this year.
That's awesome. I mean, is the goal in theory to go around the whole base path just on the unicycle?
So coaches and I have talked about this, and Jesse and I have discussed it a little bit as well. It'd be cool for the entertainment piece to do that, like ride and like ride to first base and ride around the bases. But then we realize for the actual competitiveness of the game, it's probably best if I hit and then and then just jump off and run first. So hit on the unicycle, jump off and go, because I can make contact and stuff. But I think for the game to be competitive and to keep on going, I already have the showpiece done by hitting on the unicycle. I can run off and go. So that's going to be the plan, I think, is just to hit now, run off, and go to first base. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's something that we love about banana ball is that, there's so much show, but when it comes down to it, it's a competitive sport too, so that's awesome that you're making those decisions there. So.
Yeah, I mean, you brought it up right there. You haven't played a game yet, and you're already having conversations with Jesse Cole, the owner. Like, what was that like the first time you met him, or any fun interactions that you can share that you've had with him?
Yeah, that's a good question. Before I went to my tryout, when I was driving down to Philadelphia, I listened to his audiobooks. I listened to the books. He has 3 books. And I listened to, it's Find Your Yellow Tux, and I think it's just Banana Ball. I think there's one other one that I have not read yet, but it was 2 of the 3 that I've read. And one of them told more of like his background story. And I'm from right north of Boston, Massachusetts, and he's from Scituate, so he's more like on the other side of Boston. I'm north of Boston, he's like south of Boston. That's where he grew up. So for someone from Massachusetts, like I feel like that was pretty cool originally. And then just learning his story, where he came from, being a baseball player, pitcher, really highly touted out of high school, going to play Division I baseball, getting hurt, kind of like his story through doing the minor league baseball of like not playing, but being involved in it. And then eventually the team they owned in Gastonia, I think it was, and then back down now to Savannah. He was like a true zero to hero story. And it's hard not to root for someone like that. And as a guy from Massachusetts and like entrepreneur minded, like he is someone that I from then on looked up to in that sense because he made this happen. Like there's no question about that. Without him, this is not happening. So, and especially for his wife too, like them together made this happen. So before I met him in person, I knew like that. And I was like, wow, like that's super admirable to know like what he did and the way he went about things. Like delayed gratification. You're not trying to make a lot of money up front. Like you want to create fans. And he understood that and he stayed true to that, even when time got really hard. So a lot of respect to Jesse Cole there and what this organization is now. But when I got to talk to him afterwards and he was impressed that like, hey, like you do the unicycle and do the hand-eye stuff. Like I appreciate you're a good baseball player too. And that meant a lot to me. Like when he said that after the game, I'm like, hey, thank you. Because sure, you can do a lot of circus act stuff. You can do the unicycle, you can do different things, but this is competitive. There are a lot of really good baseball players here. And when he said that, it made me feel pretty good that I can actually play at this level. Because I had never played any form of pro ball before. I just came right from college. So for him saying that meant a lot to me at that time.
That's awesome. Yeah, so let's go back to your background here. What is your baseball experience? You mentioned that you played in college. What was it like growing up? Where did you play? Anything like that?
Yeah, no, I was super fortunate to go to Seton Hall University, which is in South Orange, New Jersey. They're in the Big East Conference. They play UConn, St. John's, Villanova, Creighton, all those schools, and really good conference. And I was lucky to play there for 5 years because I had my freshman year was COVID. So I got an extra year eligibility on the back end. So I had a grad year, and honestly, in some ways, it kind of worked out. 'Cause my freshman year, I probably would not have played a whole lot. I weighed 150 pounds. I was probably 5'8". I grew a little bit. I think I grew a little bit at least. I got bigger, and I was not going to play a whole lot my freshman year. So the getting the year in the back end worked out really nicely because I got to play a whole lot more back here at college. And Seton Hall it's when I say this, like I mean it's a really tough program in the sense that not everyone's a Seton Hall Pirate. I mean that because it's very gritty. Like there's the 6 a.m. workouts, the early morning workouts. When I originally got there, it was more small ball, like the old school mentality, but like the new school, like kind of technology. It's a good place. And I grew a lot as a baseball player, but I grew a lot as a person too. And I give a lot of credit to Coach Shepard and Giuseppe Paccio, the associate head coach now, who was there my last 2 years. And they're just good people. And you want that obviously in a baseball program. You want good players, you want good coaches, but you want good people as well. And I was super lucky to have gone there for the 5 years. And granted, I would love to play pro ball after that, but that's how banana ball came into play. But I'm very grateful for my Seton Hall experience. I have friends and the coaches there that I'll know for life. So I'm really, really fortunate.
It's amazing. I guess with that, you were talking about how you didn't play pro ball. You said just college, which I mean is a lot.
Yeah, I guess I said that. Yeah, poorly. You're right. Yeah.
But
yeah.
Did you ever picture that you're gonna ever play in an MLB stadium in front of a sold out crowd, which you're gonna do later this year? Like, was that ever on your radar at all?
When I was little, I always like dreamed of playing in Fenway Park, like sold out, hitting balls over the Green Monster. And sure, I won't be doing that in a Red Sox uniform, but I'll be doing that I will be doing that in a Texas Tailgater uniform, and we'll be playing at Citizens Bank Park this year. I know the Firefighters began to play at Fenway Park this year, but I would never imagine it would have happened this way. But in some capacity, that's the way that kind of God works through us. It's like it's not exactly the way that we always pictured it. Like we have a goal of where we want to go. But God has the picture. Like we had the picture upside down and backwards, and every once in a while God flips it around and shows us like, hey, here's where you're gonna go. It makes sense. Then all of a sudden it's flipped back around again. You have no idea where you're going, and you just gotta trust him and keep going. For me to say that I'd be hitting on a unicycle in a Major League Baseball stadium, like I would never ever have imagined that. No question about it until this year. But what a cool opportunity that is. I would have never guessed that, but I'm super blessed and super lucky to be able to do that in the upcoming months. So yeah.
Awesome. So you hit on a unicycle. You're excited to hit in these stadiums in a unicycle. Do you have a story from early on while you're trying it, or a scrimmage or whatever, where like you failed at hitting on the unicycle, it just went bad?
Well, it hasn't happened yet, so knock on wood, but no pitcher has hit my tire yet. So like no, there hasn't been a ball that's hit my tire, because that's an issue, because it breaks the wheel, like the wheel's broken. If it hits me, like I'll be fine.
Yeah.
If it hits my wheel, like that's a serious issue. But one thing I want to let you guys in on that I have not released yet to the public, it's not public knowledge. You guys are getting inside information. I have a 5-foot unicycle now, a really tall one.
No
And I
way.
think you know where this is going. Is
Yeah.
I'll eventually face stilts in the 5-foot unicycle hitting. So it'll be stilts pitching here and like me hitting here. So like that would be a really cool like even thing. I'm just saying that like we haven't talked about that, but like in my head I can see that happen.
Yeah.
But
That's
just
amazing.
today, I can ride. This might sound a little strange, but I have unicycles over here. I should be showing you guys. But like I can ride this unicycle, but I can't get up on it without help. Like I need like a wall or something to get up on it.
Yeah.
So today I spent about a half an hour with my teammate Jordan Hussein just trying to get up on it. Because once I'm on it, I can balance and I'm good and I can hit. But to get up on it, you have to like run up it to get up. And I fell a couple times. It's not been pretty. It's definitely a dangerous thing to practice. But I mean, it just takes falling down and getting back up, literally and figuratively in this sense. So that's a little inside scoop right there. But that's my story with the unicycle of close calls.
Sweet. We really look forward to that stilts matchup between. Yeah, that's gonna be epic.
Yeah, he doesn't even know about that yet, but it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like on that one, are you able to get off to then run to the bases, or is it easy to get off?
So that one's a little harder to get off of right now for me because I haven't done it as much. I just got this unicycle. It was actually like a crazy story. Like I'm gonna go off a little tangent here, but like crazy
love
story.
Tangents. Go for it.
The bananas and party animals are playing at Savannah, like in Grayson Stadium. And the firefighters and the tailgaters are dressed up in their uniforms, interacting in the crowd, interacting with the fans, creating fans, getting our team brands out there.
Yeah.
And I've been going with my uniform and bringing my unicycle and teaching kids how to unicycle. It's been a ton of fun. Anyways, there was this gentleman here, probably late 20s, and he's like, "Hey, can I try the unicycle?" And I was like, "Oh, of course. Like, do you want a hand?" Like, usually it's like kids, and I kind of pick them up and kind of push them around. So I'm around my side. He's like, "Nah, I'm good." And he hopped up, and he was off. Like, he knew how to do it. He was professional. And I was chatting with him afterwards. Super cool guy. And then afterwards he said, "Hey, I have a 5-foot unicycle I'm trying to get rid of. Would you want it?" And I was like, "Absolutely, I would want it. That'd be awesome." So he's like, "All right." Like when we exchanged numbers and everything, and 2 days later I went by his house and he showed me what it was, showed me how to get up on it. Like I'm gonna take a lot of practice with that, but that's the story with it. So that 5-foot unicycle I have was given to me by a fan, which is super nice and just shows to show like a lot of these fans not only care about like us and playing all that, but like from human to human level. Like that was super cool of him. And like now he sees the fruits of giving something to me, which I'll use, and hopefully I can give him a ticket to like one of the games, something like that. We'll play. So that'd be really cool.
That's awesome. Those are the fans.
These are like first time stories I'm telling here. So you guys are getting the good scoop right now. This is awesome. Let's go.
We appreciate it.
Of course.
But one other question is, what are your like long-term goals, both with Banana Ball, but also like in life post Banana Ball? Because some players in any sport will have their career and then they sometimes don't know what to do. Do you have any long-term goals both in and out of Banana Ball?
That's a really good question. I have a thing like right here that I wrote down like my goals of 2025. Like I wrote these down and it's nothing like super specific, but it's 3 things. It's unique trick plays. I wrote down 50. Next thing is 50 trick plays, which is I felt like I don't really know how many opportunities I'll get. I play majority second base, but I said, all right, if you play 40-ish games, like average, maybe 1 trick play or more a game, that'd be great. And I think I'll hit that. But the unique trick plays thing, so there's 3 things. 50 trick plays, unique trick plays, is I want to do trick plays that no one's seen before. Like I want to do my triple between the leg. I want to do my behind the back 4 times. I want to do the around the world. Like all these different ones I haven't really done in game, but I want to bring those to the table because I don't think people have seen those before. That's 2. And the last one's a hit on the unicycle in a game. So we've done that in a scrimmage, but it has to happen in a game. And when that happens, I'll be really excited. So those are my 3 things. I should probably have some more, but for right now, those are the ones I've got. So that's part 1 of the question. But for part 2, which I got to be thinking more about, I had a long car ride, 6 hours on Friday and 6 hours back today, and I had some time to think. But, you know, I don't really know, to be honest. I think I've talked to some other guys, and like Jason Art, for example, like he has his music, and I know Dalton Maldron also has this too. Like they have their music thing they can go into, which is super cool. When I was younger, I just wanted to play Major League Baseball, professional baseball. And this right now not only is giving me the opportunity to play in those type of ballparks, but to have a bigger level of impact on a lot of people that I would never have had, I don't think, if I were just going through the professional baseball route. That is a blessing within itself. So I think for right now in the near future, I just see myself doing this and hopefully growing banana ball and growing my own personal brand and unicycling and hand-eye coordination and all that type of stuff. I think for right now, it's just gonna be that, just growing in this sport and trying to be the best version I can be in that. But if I figure something else out in the years to come, I'll let you guys know. If right now, that's what it is. But really good question. It's getting me thinking. Yeah.
It's good to focus on the one thing, and yeah, that's awesome. I had a quick question from
Yeah.
first part, your first answer, with the unique trick plays. I've
Yes.
wondered this for a while. How do you come up with the trick plays? Are you guys like in practice sitting around and thinking about what to do and trying new stuff, or like how do you come up with the new things that you try?
It's an excellent question. And I think it's a combination of guys kind of feeding off each other. So I'll see, for example, Jordan Hussein, or I'll see Logan Lacey, or I'll see Isaac Para, like whoever. I'll see them do a trick play, and I'm like, oh wait, that's cool. Like, what are you doing there with that? And I'll think about it, and I might put my own spin on it, or I might just try to copy it flat out and just try to, because I like that move. And then Travis Mignot, who's our third baseman most of this year, he does a really cool thing where he'll put the machine out and like for short fungos, but just done a ton of reps, and he'll do the same trick play over and over and over and over and over again, just trying to get it down repetition. So then I'll see him doing that. I'm like, oh, you're doing the same one over and over and over just to practice it and getting down. And then once he has it more or less down, he'll go to the next one. And he'll do it over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. Like, wow, that's very admirable. So I've hopped in with him doing that. So that's one route, I guess, to sum that up. It's like you're looking at your teammates and see what they're doing, because they all have super creative minds, and a lot of these guys have been doing it much more than I have. Like Isaac Parra played last year, like Jordan Hussein played last year, so they have more experience than I have. And I guess the other thing is like more the personal side. So you have like everyone kind of feeds off each other, but then I have my own personal background. Like for me, I played soccer, so kicking the ball is in my, I guess, toolbox per se. Like I can kick the ball and I can do different things with that. I also like to be quick. So all right, I'll back up a little bit here. What trick plays we found out, and this is just, I don't even know if this is an actual technical term, but there's 4 types of trick plays. You have air, which is not bouncing the ball on the ground. Anything that bounces the ball on the ground is called ground. So you have air, 1, ground, 2. So anything that bounces the ball on the ground is a ground. Anything that's in the air and doesn't touch the ground is in the air. Then you have quick and you have smooth. So you can be quick air, which is what I am. I'm like rapid fire around myself or in between my legs or kicking the ball. That's quick air. Or it can be quick ground, which is like bounce the ball quick in between your legs and then throwing it off the ground and then going. So for example, Dustin Baber is quick ground. So like he has all this stuff when he bounces the ball behind his back and catches it and then throws it. He's very quick. But Chase Akoff is more of a smooth air. Like he goes between his legs smooth and throws it. Jordan Hussein is a smooth air and sometimes ground. He uses a little bit of both. But I'm quick. So like I just go really rapid fire and go really quick and then get rid of it. So that's a quick like diversion, but there's different types of trick plays going into like feeding off each other. And we just have like our own personal preference. So like things that we were just kind of naturally good at that we keep on going with. So that's my 2 cents. Again, I'm a rookie. I've only been doing this for a couple of months, but that's kind of what I'm figuring out right now.
Awesome. Yeah, I mean, we've seen a few of your trick plays go on, and I can't wait for the actual games, because how many times did you throw between that legs in that video? It was like 4 times back and forth, something like that, and still gets the guy out at first. It's crazy.
Yeah, that was that ball that Isaac Parra hit was like ideal because I'm kind of already in, and I was just able to just do it a bunch of times and kind of flip over to first. That was second base. You get a luxury of having to do a lot of trick plays, and also you can do a lot of different things because you have a lot of time. Yeah.
If you play soccer, I saw in that same video, saw you like using the ball as a hacky sack almost. That was pretty crazy. How long did you play soccer, or how did you get those skills?
Yeah, no, I played soccer from like, I think soccer was my first sport actually when I was really young. So whenever I don't know, you start youth sports, so 3, 4, 5 years old, all the way up till high school. So my senior year, I played all throughout high school, loved soccer, just played soccer and baseball in high school. Yeah, I think playing soccer helped me be a better baseball player because of footwork and stuff in the infield, but then also helped me in banana ball because now I can kick the ball up and do trick plays that way. It worked out. But my dad played soccer in college, and he and I would bond over that for sure, the soccer aspect. So yeah, all throughout college, I loved it. Soccer's a ton of fun. I do miss it. But I'm definitely no Messi for sure. My soccer skills are very minimal, but I'm trying to improve the soccer aspect and bring it to banana ball.
Yeah, it's really cool to see, because I know like Ryan Cox has a background in basketball, and so you see a lot of the dribbling with his trick play. So it's really cool to see you bring soccer into it.
Yeah, I'm pumped. to do some sort of, I don't say complex, but to kick the ball twice and then catch it and throw. If I were to be able to get it around the world, I've been really working hard at that. That would be really cool. Who knows? Fingers crossed that would happen this year. So we'll see.
With all of that, I do have a question. I know you're going to be
Yes.
primarily playing defense without the unicycle. Is there a world where the Texas Tailgaters are up a few points and you just kind of take an inning playing defense on the unicycle to try to just get one out on the unicycle?
Well, maybe not playing defense, but a little hint, maybe pitching.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
there's been some dabbling of that. So you might be seeing that this year. Who knows?
That is amazing.
Yeah.
That's
I will say I faced 2 batters. My ERA is 0. So that's all I gotta say.
amazing.
Both balls were hit 100 miles an hour right at people.
Hey, an out is an out. So that's good.
Yeah.
Is it a lot more difficult on the mound because it's got a slope to it versus just in the batter's box where it's flat?
Yes and no. I think it honestly will depend on the mound. We're on the turf mound in Grayson, so it's no problem. I kind of adjust and it's fine. I think obviously flat ground is easier, but I kind of got used to the mound and it was all good. So it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun to do that, and I hope I get to do it often. But if not, like, it's whatever. Like, it's not a huge deal. Hitting is the main thing, but I'm so in for the entertainment value. And who knows, maybe for actual competitiveness, because doing pretty good so far. Not going to I'm kidding, but like, it's, if we can break that out during the game, that'd be fun too for pitching side.
It's awesome. So when you got the news that you were officially on the team, that you were going to be a Texas Tailgater, take us into that moment. Take us into how you were feeling. What was that like when you finally got the news?
Yeah, that was awesome. We went to the tryout, and I went to the tryout in Philly, which was the first tryout. So there was 6 tryouts. The tryout in Philly was late September, right after the game in Philadelphia they played last year, the Bananas and Party Animals. The next day was the tryout for everyone that was new for this year. So in November, the first week of November is when I got the call. So I waited about a month, which was like, I didn't want to like let myself down. Like if I made it, great. If not, like no big deal. I would have been devastated for sure because I really had my heart on this, but I didn't want to get my hopes up and then not have it not happen. When Barry's our, I guess, the recruiter, Banana Ball Ops guy here, he does a lot for his organization. He's the one reaching out, recruiting people, and he does a lot of work. Let's put it there. He reached back out and he said, "Hey, we're pumped to let you know that we're gonna offer you a contract being the Texas Tailgaters and want you playing up the middle this year, premier second base." But super excited, and I was like, "Wow, like that's amazing." And he said, "Obviously, you gotta earn your spot and everything, like all the stuff that you usually say." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, of course." And honestly, I was like more concerned about the logistics. Like, all right, do I have roommates? Like, do I gotta like ask? Like, I'm like thinking like ahead, but it was really cool. Like, I was very ecstatic, and I don't think I understood at the time, but there's a lot of people that would love to be in the position that we're in right now. And I've mentioned Jordan a few times, but Jordan, Taj, and Zach Blankenship, those are the guys that have been the leaders coming over from the Party Animals last year to the Tailgaters this year. They've been amazing leaders, and I think I've said that in every podcast, but I mean it to be true because they've done an awesome job. And Jordan plays shortstop, and Jordan says, like, dude, like, this is what we do for work. Like we do trick plays and we get to like play this game. It's like don't lose like sight of that. Like that's really important, and he's done a good job keeping that like in perspective. Hearing him say that every day is really good for me, just to keep saying like, hey, there's people that are gonna come to our games and want to see you do trick plays. Like work on them. Like make sure you get them down. Like that kind of thing. So yeah,
it's cool to see how all of the logistics work with the banana ball in a difference from another sports enterprise where they can kind of move those seasoned people from one team to the other to then help bring up the next generation. So it's really cool to see that.
Absolutely. Yeah. And they chose the right people to be leaders of that team. Like Jordan Hussein, Taj Porter, and Zach Blankenship, top-notch individuals. Obviously great ball players, but just really, really good human beings.
So I know you've had some experience with traveling in college and stuff, but how do you handle or will handle some of the challenges of traveling to games and stuff? What is that like?
Yeah, you guys are asking like really good questions. These are questions like I'm asking myself before this season because I just had a talk. We have a sports psych guy here who's excellent, and I had one of our first conversations was talking just about that, like how are we going to adjust like to the road, because sure, you play banana ball, but then there's a lot of interaction with the fans. There's a social media element. There's before and after the banana ball game. And then there's the travel component too, like being on the road for a while. So like there's different stimulus being presented than just traveling to a place, playing a baseball game, then going back to the hotel. Like no, there's rehearsals, there's the social media side, so there's a lot more going on. Just I think it's just managing my sleep, make sure I'm getting sleep, making sure I'm like eating right, all like the regular stuff, but just maintaining my social battery. I think guys have said that a few times too, because if you're on the road for a while and you play a lot of games, like I'm gonna want to be as present as I can with all the fans that are there and all my teammates. But also know too when I'm away from the ballpark to reset. So when we're on the road for 2 weeks, I'm not drained by the end of the week. So that's something that we've talked about, and I think it's just more just me balance it best I can, and I'll get a sense like I haven't done anything like this before besides traveling for college baseball, so it'll kind of be trial and error, but I'm excited for that, and I'm embracing that for sure.
Yeah, I know there's some like I assume there's certain areas where you're going on a flight, but I've also heard that the Banana Ball they have these giant tour buses. Is it like if there's a couple games close, you kind of go on the bus, and otherwise they do the plane, or how does that kind of work?
Yeah, I think so. So our first game is in Albuquerque, New Mexico. So we'll play a series there, and then our next game's in Reno, Nevada. So I think, I should probably look at the geography of where that is. I think we bus from Albuquerque to Reno. That might sound right. If not, we would fly. But if they try to get it so it's like you're in the same region for like a week or two, and then you can just bus right there. So I think that's how it works.
So if you could steal one player from my favorite team, the Party Animals, to join the Tailgaters, who would it be and why?
Well, I have a couple of different answers for different reasons, but I think in terms of pure performance, Jake Skoll, he is crazy good, like a phenomenal athlete and banana ball player. So for that reason, Jake Skoll. And then Nate Tellier is the only other Massachusetts player in banana ball, so I would take him.
Cool.
Massachusetts brothers stick together.
Yeah.
And then I think Andy Cosgrove, I think he has been awesome. Like I think his overall energy and his performance, he's been a great guy to talk to as well. So that's such a hard question for different, like, because there's so many good guys, but I think those three guys more or less right now. Yeah.
Yeah,
Makes sense.
it's definitely a hard one because it's like, yeah, you could take so many of them. But same
Yeah.
question with the Savannah Bananas.
That's tough too. Oh my gosh, man! Like Dr. and Rack in the outfield for all the bat flip catches and for who they are as players, they're just phenomenal all around. I've learned a lot from Ryan Cox, and going into banana ball, I didn't know like what the vibe was gonna be, if guys are cool, if they're like, oh, like don't talk to them kind of thing. All these guys are phenomenal, and you can ask them anything, and I'm so appreciative of that. And with Ryan, we had like an optional day or some joint practice, and I was able to ask him. I was like, "Hey, if you were in my shoes right now," and he's been playing banana ball for several years, so what would be your advice to me in this time of banana ball, not back when you started? And instead of like giving me some answer right off the bat and kind of blowing by, he's like, "Give me a few minutes." Like if we were fielding ground balls reference, give me a few minutes. I'll think about it. I'll get back to you. It's like, all right, I respected that. So he's really thinking about it, and then he gave me like 3 or 4 really good points. I should probably pull them up on my phone just so you guys have them. But one of them was being unique to you, because I'm not going to be like Ryan Cox. Ryan Cox not going to be like me. So like, you got to be unique to you. Let me pull these up because I'm not going to remember all of them, but that's why I write them down. Okay. Number one was be unique to you and be you. So don't, in that way, you don't burn out putting on a fake persona. It's like, I like that. That's good. So number 2, be in the flow, be smooth. Don't speed up once you're good. So when trick plays I'm quick, but if you gotta go too quick, that's too much. So just stay in the flow, get in the flow and be smooth. And I was like, all right, I like that. Number 3, know what brings you back down to earth. He said like, it's so easy to be on the high of highs when you're on playing in MLB stadiums, NFL stadiums, but just know that like, you gotta know what grounds you and brings you back down here. And he talked about how Rack is Rack 100% of the time. Like, that's him. And what you see on social media is what you get in person, because he's him 100% of the time. So I thought that was a really cool thing. And then the last one was put an idea into action. So if you have an idea, just go do it. Like, it'll also be done by someone else or pass by. So those are 4 things he kind of told me right away that for that reason, I'm saying Ryan Cox. So yeah.
Super good points. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
So that third point was really cool. Finding something that grounds you. What are some things in your life that you feel like ground you?
Yeah, there's been a couple things, but one of them was my faith in Jesus Christ. I think a lot of the presence here from Brack and DR and some guys who are much more public and open about it. They are so knowledgeable when it comes to the Bible and who Jesus was. And we have Bible studies here, and it's really cool to see that presence and learn more about who he was. And that's really grounded me in knowing that this is great what we're doing and all that, but this is not the reason why we're here. It's a lot more than that. So that's grounding. But also too, just, it sounds kind of funky, but just going on walks. Like I'm in walking, I'm walking around the neighborhood, there's a park by me, and just being able to be still, because there's so much motion with the social media and with going to practice and you're going hard, and just to slow down and just be still. I feel like God speaks in a lot of silence sometimes. So just to be still. So going on a walk and just being out there and not having my phone turned off and all that, that's been really grounding. So those two things right now.
Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, I've heard,
of course,
from a lot of different players, heard about those Bible studies. It's really cool that that faith is such a huge part of the banana ball community for you players. So that's really cool to hear.
Yeah, no, you guys have been asking great questions, and it's cool that this is that faith piece and Jesus has been really prevalent here. It's helped me tremendously. So I'm very thankful for the guys like Rack and DR, Andy Archer, and all those guys. Noah Bridges especially, he's been awesome, just helping me grow in my faith.
Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, of course.
And then another question: what was something about banana ball that you weren't expecting when you came here?
Ooh, you guys have nailed all these questions. These are, I'm not just trying to blow smoke. Like I genuinely mean that.
Thank you.
It's what I did not expect about banana ball. I guess there's something can be happening any day. Like the first day we got there, Dan Oberst was on the roof of the stadium, like shooting a TikTok video. So that was just, anything random can happen. That's for sure. Anything happens in Banana Land. I think because I had like a pre-existing like image in my head of who these guys were from social media, I wasn't surprised, but they're all really good guys. And that doesn't like surprise me, but you don't know who someone is on social media, like just by like saying them until you really talk to them. And like, they're all really, really good guys, but I'm not surprised by that. Like, that's just really cool to know that. So I'm trying to get something that surprised me.
And Dan Oberst on the roof of the stadium is pretty surprising.
That's pretty good. Yeah. I think I'm going to go with that. Anything can happen in Banana Land. Dan Oberst on the roof of the stadium. They had a bunch of mascots here for some reason. Like, they had a bunch of the sport team mascots one time. The U.S. Army's been skydiving like into the games, and they were here one time like prepping. That was pretty cool. Yeah, just anything can happen. Anything can happen. That's for sure.
It leads into another question of like all of the crazy stuff that's happening right now. You personally, where do you see the Banana Ball Championship League? Where do you see that going in the next 10 years?
10 years. Well, I think the league will expand. And I think the league will expand to be competitive. So it will matter. Wins and losses will matter. Kind of like right now, like the Bananas Party Animals records doesn't matter, I don't think. It's just when we start, that's when the records count. So there'll be a league, like 2 teams coming next year as well. There'll be a league. And in 10 years, Jesse talked about it in his books, but to have like a Disneyland, but like a Banana Land here. So I think that'd be really cool to see that in 10 years. Yeah, like a place where you could just be and like never have to leave kind of thing. So I think a Banana Land will happen in 10 years. Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Maybe some unicycle lessons in Banana Land.
Yeah, that's happening. That's gonna happen this year. There'll be some unicycle lessons happening for sure. What do you guys think? What do you think is gonna happen in 10 years?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that I'm looking forward to is the fact that the league's going to be a competitive league with playoffs and with standings and all of that stuff. I mean, it's going to start next year that we're super excited about. But yeah, that's kind of the biggest thing. Like I'm a huge sports fan, and so I like watching all sorts of sports. And so for it to like really matter, each game matter, standings and everything. That's personally the thing that I'm the most excited about.
What about you, Brandon?
I'm excited to see more players coming from high school or whatever, and like their goal is to be a banana ball player versus being an MLB player. I was listening to the Pivot podcast today. Yeah. They just came out to the Bananas game and they were interviewing KJ Jackson. He was mentioning that was his goal. Basically, growing up, it was the MLB, but then a couple of things happened and it was like, no, this is not the backup plan. I want to be a Bananas player.
Right.
And like as we see more of that and the talent continue to grow, like I think with how much visibility they have now, you have that, you have a whole Banana Land, and then the players, I think it can just be the huge thing in the next 10 years.
That's a really good point, and I think it's going to happen. I don't see how this is growing, and it's only going to get bigger and bigger, in my opinion. That's not that far off. I don't think, at least personally. So I think you're right on with that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see, like, obviously you've got to have the trick plays and the unique talents and stuff, so not every minor league player can just transition to
Right.
banana ball, but it's
Right.
going to be interesting to see how that impacts the minor leagues with players that may completely opt out. They may get drafted, but know that I'm never going to make the majors, so might as well like ignore that and go play banana ball. I don't know. It's going
No.
to be interesting.
Yeah, it's a really good point. And I think there's two things I want to touch on there. The first was, can you imagine a time where a player gets drafted and like he declines, is like, nah, I'm playing banana ball. Like, how sick is that gonna be? He's like, nah,
Yeah.
I'm not, I'm gonna go play banana ball. Like, that'd be really cool. But the other point is, to your saying, like, they can play baseball, but it's like, okay, what do they offer? Like, is there now more than ever, banana ball is getting more and more competitive, not only just in terms of the quality of play, but in terms of what people bring to the table. So, like the unicycle thing for me, like no one had done that before, so like that's something new and different. Like Stilts already had his thing, but like there's different guys that can do different things. So it's like, what can you bring to the table? And the last thing was Jesse said it in one of our meetings. He said, you can be a minor league baseball player, but if you're playing for the name on the back all the time, like if you're playing for you, which is obviously understandable, it's a lot different in Banana Land. Jesse made the comment then Logan Lacey set the tone for the third baseman last year because he was doing stuff no one had ever seen before. And so other third basemen might get kind of butthurt by that, like, oh, he's doing all this, get all this attention, or he's stealing playing time, or whatever. It's like, no, like that's not the point. The point is, yes, you're raising the bar so I can be better, and I can be better because of that. And I think that's a big difference, and not a big difference, but that's emphasized in banana ball from my point of view. And I think that's really good for the sport and really good for the quality of play. And also it's really good for the individual too. Like what you're also improving more, and it's not like a me versus you, it's a me and you growing together. So I think Jesse's done a really good job of communicating that.
Yeah, it seems like the culture there is very, very unique with how intentional Jesse and his wife Emily have been with creating that culture. It definitely you can see that.
Absolutely. It starts from the top and it goes all the way down. And it starts with them and they set a really good tone. And again, I haven't even played a game yet, and it feels like they really care about us in my point of view. And I feel that. I would hope my teammates would feel that too, because if I'm feeling it. So I think that to be really true. So big props to those guys.
Which stadium are you most excited for that's on the docket for the Texas Tailgaters this year?
Yep. Philadelphia Phillies Stadium, Citizens Bank Park. I'm very excited for that game because that's my hometown game this year. That's the game where I have the most family and friends attending. It's closest to Boston. So I'm very excited, not only because I have family and friends, but we're playing a Major League Baseball stadium. Like, that's going to be really cool. Yeah, the Philly atmosphere from going to Seton Hall and having some South Jersey friends. Philly fans are nuts. They're crazy.
Yeah.
And I'm saying that as a Boston fan. That they're nuts, but in the best way possible. So very excited for that Philadelphia game.
In your batting practice, have you hit a home run yet on the unicycle?
No, but I was thinking about doing a series about that. Do you think I should do a series like, all right, this is day one, trying to hit a home run on the unicycle?
100%.
Yeah.
Because
I would love to watch that.
yeah, because I did a thing way back when I just started doing content, like trying to hit a 100-mile-an-hour fastball on a unicycle off a machine,
Yeah.
and I did that, and it was great. Like, granted, I was very early on in my like social media journey, so I didn't really know editing too well. I didn't know all that stuff, but I think I'm going to recreate that and then put on the spin of trying to hit the home run, because if you hit the balls coming in, I don't generate a lot of bat speed on the unicycle, but if the ball's coming in at 100 miles an hour, if I have a bat that's like a drop 3 metal, like from like the burster bats, like the old school bats, you get a windy day, hot day, wind blowing out, catch it right, I think can happen. So that's gonna be, I think that's how we have to do it. But I'll start off with a wood bat, not doing great, and then progressively get
There you
better and
go.
better with the different stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Yeah. All right.
Worst
Well,
case scenario, someday
I'll
when you're in a
at you
football
guys.
stadium.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's right. That's a good point. When we're playing the football stadiums, that'll be possible. Yep.
Yeah, definitely let us know when that comes out.
Yeah, I'll have to comment you guys at Banana Ball Breakdown. Like, this is because of you guys. So, yeah. This is so cool, guys. This is what you asked us. I mean that. Like, you asked amazing questions. As someone who's trying, like, done a little bit of podcast stuff, you guys asked really, really good questions.
Thank you.
Thank you. You answered some questions in your answers that we didn't even have a chance to ask, so that was pretty cool.
Well, I guess I apologize about that, but I'm glad it all
No,
worked
no,
out.
no, you're good. It was cool. Like we were gonna ask you about like your faith in God and that you had mentioned earlier, and then you went on and testified of Jesus Christ, and that was really cool.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And that's testament to the guys that are here too. Like I don't say it's easier, but I guess it is easier when you have a community of people that are believing the same thing. That's definitely very helpful. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. We appreciate your time and good luck with your first game for the Tailgaters here soon.
Of course. Thank you guys so much, Brandon, Sammy. This has been excellent. I've had a blast. So really big props to you guys, and I'll be following the banana breakdown and what you guys are doing in the future. So let's go. I'm excited.